Hello everyone, and welcome to another Mac84 live stream. I'm Steve, and this is a live stream. If you were expecting somewhere else, well, I don't know what to tell you. We have a bunch of people in the chat already, about 20 people. Happy Saturday! Hey, Colin is here, Joe is here. Let's start from the top of the list because, my goodness, there's too many people to count already. As my web browser lags terribly. Garth is here, Jeremy is here, Joe from Joe's Computer Museum, who will be streaming at 8 p.m. So I'm only going to be going for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that. Hop onto Joe's stream after that. Have some dinner. Be a fun night. Addie is here, Jeremy is here, Sad Mac is here, Jay is here, Eric is here, Bran is here, Twan is here, Patrick is here. Hello, Patrick. Galaxy C. Hello, Galaxy. Let's see. Starbucks Tech is here. Julian is here. Hibby is here. Bran, I said that already. Oops. Orange Nick is here. Adam is here. TomTom Computing. Joe Williams. DJ Craze. Who else do we have? Sean of Extra Metro. Fixing Macs on this channel. I know it's not all fun and play with Linux, unlike some people. I don't know. Colin from This Does Not Compute is here. Hello, Colin. Let's see who else has joined. We have Backup Battery is here. Very fitting name. And yes, alright, so I think we have just about everyone here. Last live stream we unboxed some software, and so thank you, Colin, for sending that this way. That was a lot of fun. I have that stack, well, the box is blocking it, but it's right over there. So got some great versions of Stuff It Expander and Stuff It Deluxe and Tech Tool Pro, all that fun stuff, and I'll be scanning some of those manuals and discs in my infinite free time, I'm sure. But yeah, so a few things to go over. We do have a brand new Discord server. The link is in the description of this video. And that is in no small part to all the moderators and all the admins and all the friends who have been helping me build that, because I started that in January of 2021 thinking, this will be easy. And then as I looked into like the rules and the roles and the permissions, and I'm like, oh, this is much more difficult than IRC. So a few friendly people have helped me out, and some of them are hanging out in the chat here. But if Discord is your thing and you want to interact on Discord, please you're very welcome to join, I should say. It is 18 plus, so please be an adult. Let's not have any silliness there. And there's a lot of cool discussions happening there, a lot of different channels. Video game stuff, IBM stuff, Windows stuff, other computing stuff. A lot of fun stuff. So go there. If you want to join a Discord channel, you're welcome to do so. If not, you just hang out here. So today, we have a lot of backlog repairs to look at. And these are repairs that were problematic or just didn't want to work correctly. And those are the best kind. Cringe. Yeah, those are the worst. Because you think you're going to get something working, show some signs of life, you put it back in the machine, it works great, you take it out, you go to send it back to the customer, you test it one last time, and doesn't want to work. So, that's going to be fun. Yeah. Oh, boy. So, yeah, we have some fun ahead of us here. You love the shirt. Well, thank you, Sean. This is an oldie. I don't know how I still fit into it. But this is a bit of an old one. Don't worry, Colin. I do too many streams. You could always catch up if you wish. If you want to fall asleep to something, it works well, I tell you. Oh, boy. Yes, these are boxes that I've opened for repairs, and I leave the boxes there because they have the address of the person or some other information that I need, or I keep the boxes, put some bubble wrap in them, put a piece of plastic of an old machine or something like that. But yeah, so I mean the top of here is like most of this side of the shelf is repairs I need to process. So it's been a thing. The last 3 months have been not kind, so yeah. Picked up a wired Mac keyboard. The kind that came with newer iMacs and Mac Pros for $10 at the flea market. Cleaned up nicely and all the keys work. Well, there you go. It's pretty good. A pretty good find. Working is totally subjective. That's what I tell my clients, and somehow they don't appreciate that. The hell am I paying you for? Mr. Spakadoo! Alright, so we're going to get some boards out here. Now I have to open up I have to open up a document here to remember what the state of some of these boards were in, because unfortunately, some of them have been sitting around for longer than I'd like to admit. And this is why I have not responded to the new requests for repairs for quite some time. Oh boy, it's always the problematic ones that give you trouble. We have the Glue Classic that the sound just kind of works, and now it's going like radio waves and stuff, so that's fun. Not really. And then we have a few other machines where the sound wasn't working, and we have Dan from Dan's Computer Collector. Canadian Computer Collector. I'm losing my mind. He sent me a Macintosh SE30 board that kind of works now. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's in progress. Today I think we're going to be focusing on Color Classic and LC 500 series all-in-one logic boards, because there are a few from my good friend Brandon and Frank that they sent over. So I'm trying to fix those up. So I really regret it's taken so long to get back to these, but life gets in the way, unfortunately. So we're going to go back and just take a look at some of these things to make sure that I have all the details here. All right, so I have some logic boards here. All the stickers, unfortunately, fell off in the ultrasonic cleaner, the ones that I put notes on. But I want to just check the serial numbers here, which are still here, to make sure I have what is what. So, okay, this is the working board. This is a Color Classic. And then we have a 500 series board, which I need to check the serial number of. That is not it. This one looks like mine, actually. Yes, I have a label on there that says Steve. Okay, well, that solves that. And there's another one here. This is fun, reading serial numbers. Wait, how does this have the same numbers? Oh, that's a dangerously close number. That is a dangerously close number. Okay, so yeah, this one was the donor for the sound chip. There's no sound chip on this classic board because Brandon wanted his LC series board to have correct sound. And here is that board, it seems. Yes, there we go. So let's check the serial number, just double check my sticker isn't fooling me. There we go. Okay, so we're going to test these. And that means I have to drag over the Color Classic, which has been recapped, the analog board, so yay. And we have to move some of this stuff over. So we'll be doing that in a moment. And let me get my bottle of water here. I've had a frog in my throat. The frog has been in my throat all morning. Can't talk. Trying to read at the same time. Okay, so Ron says, thank you for the super chat, by the way, Ron. Ron's computer video says, all the working SE30 boards are mine. All the broken ones belong to some other sucker. Thank you, Ron. Eep! Yeah, that's always the tricky ones. I have a few SE30s that are beating me to death at this point. But, yeah. Well, not you, Brandon. Another Brandon, I would assume. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go and move this off the desk. This is actually a Performa 630 I showed on the other stream, and this is just the heat gun tube. But anyway, this interesting machine, I actually had to use this to test an LC 580 board because the 580 uses an IDE hard drive. Therefore, the edge connector here that goes into the LC 500, like the 550 that I have, it's not going to work. So the connector is actually like flipped upside down, like the power is over here. It just doesn't fit in. So that's something that I need to, needed to learn, because that 520 board was sent to me or was it 580 board. I'm sorry, LC 580 board was sent to me to test, and I didn't have an LC 580 to put it in. But thankfully, the connection is the same. The 630 came out a year or so after the LC 580, and it was a desktop form factor. So, they just use the same logic board, or it was the other way around. Anyway, the similarities. So, mine was not booting for me, but booted when you tested it on stream. It's just the magic of the Postal Service. They throw things around, and sometimes they just work. But I have your board over there in the pile, Ron, so we'll have to, when you're a bit closer, we can hand that off, huh? All right, so let me clear some room here. We're going to put the Color Classic on here, and then later on we'll have to get the Performa 550, that's going to be fun to bring around. Of course, Sean from Action Retro, thank you very much for the super chat, Sean, says, I prefer broken SE30s to working ones. Of course you do. You just find some sucker in New Jersey to fix the logic board for you. Eep, and thank you, Ron. If I didn't eep yet, eep. But thank you, Ron and Sean, for the super chats. Greatly appreciated. I just did purchase a solder sucker, one of those desoldering guns. the electric ones that go like similar to one that Bruce of Brankus Creations uses, and it's all thanks to your pledges and your support and all that fun stuff, because it's a bit pricey. I found a discounted one, but the shipping was like almost half of the price of the darn thing. But I'll let you all know how it works when it gets here. We have a BlueSCSI to unscrew up. If anyone saw that stream, my goodness, that was fun. We had some funny developments. For those of you who weren't there, I was assembling a BlueSCSI DB25 model, which is an external model, and I have the completed one here, which I fixed. And it's a little external guy, really small and really cool and tiny, and you just plug it into an external SCSI port and it boots off an SD card and it works great. However, I put the SCSI port, the DB25 connector, on the opposite side of the board because I'm an idiot. And Tom and Eric of BlueSCSI fame were just teasing me because they were like, how could you do that? And you know what the kicker is? I'll share with you a little tidbit I learned. Eric was assembling the same one a day after my stream, and while he's assembling it, he's thinking, well, how could he have put that on wrong? He put it on wrong. So I feel vindicated. I feel much better. Simple mistake. Happened to anyone. So he's in the chat. I didn't even notice that. We all make mistakes, Eric. I didn't even know you're here. Hi, Eric. Oh gosh, that's too funny. We all make mistakes. Even if you design the darn thing, we all make mistakes. I feel infinitely better about myself now, I'll tell you that. You were distracted thinking of my mistake. Alright, I'll give you that one. I am very distracting. I can attest to that. Oh my goodness. That was a good laugh. Oh boy. Look, nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. My goodness. Yeah, I have Bruce did a video guide for the DB25, and I took plenty of pictures, and corrected pictures, of when I put mine together. So those will make it onto the wiki guide, and then we'll have a good set of instructions for people who don't know how to follow instructions, huh? Okay, I'll send it to you for fix for free. Eric, sold. All right, so I'm gonna move this Performa out of there. We're gonna get the Color Classic on here, and yeah, we're gonna do that. Okay. Now this Color Classic does not have a hard drive in it, so we're gonna use none other than our BlueSCSI that we just talked about. So, okay. Alright, so let's get some things situated here. This is an LC board. Move that over here. And this board here works fine. So I'm going to move that over there. Now I'm going to test this Color Classic board. And let me, see if I can bring this out and put the keyboard on there. There we go. It's almost like it was designed for it. Let me move some of the cameras and such around because we have this big heat gun in the way. It's kind of, yeah, whatever. So yeah, we have a power connector here, which is going over there. And I recapped this Color Classic. Now, one of my own logic boards doesn't want to work. I recapped it. It did work because I remember looking at the stream, and Bruce and I were scratching our heads after it. So I'm going to test a few boards just to see what the heck is going on. I believe this is mine that works. We'll test it. And I think we have system 7.5 on here. I think. Well, we'll figure it out. And yeah, so let's do that. Let's get our wire situated here. I had an extension power cord. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. It fell down. So I don't have any outlets here. I'm actually thinking of moving this desk. I'm very cramped. Like, if I lean back, I hit things. I'm thinking of just moving this against this wall. You don't get to see all the crazy crap on the wall when I'm in that orientation, but we'll figure it out. I'm just rambling at this point. Okay, so let's plug things in. Hope nothing explodes. Alright, so this is my own logic board, just to confirm. Oh, the power cable from where the hard drive was connected to is just dangling down, causing problems. Now, I don't think this has any, yeah, I didn't screw anything back in. This might give me trouble because there's no video memory plugged in. Well, we'll find out. I can't remember. Pretty sure you do need the video memory. It has regular memory built in, but not video memory. But we'll find out. We have our external BlueSCSI we'll plug into the back because there's no hard drive inside of this thing. Keyboard is plugged in. You don't want to be hot swapping that on this model. If you cleaned and organized things, it would be better. Oh, that's if I haven't heard that a million times in the past 15 years. One day. All right, so let's turn this thing on. And actually sounded like it wanted to boot up by itself. But let's see. All right, this might be the board that doesn't work. All right, this might be the board that doesn't work. Let's turn this off. I need to label my boards better. It's my own board, so it's my own fault. But let's see. So we have this here. This board is... This is from a 5... What board is this from? This is a 33. Yeah, so this is not the Color Classic. The Color Classic is 16 megahertz. Yeah, I saw a flash too. I think that logic board is a bit finicky. Let's try this one here. This one, I believe, was recapped for my buddy Brandon. Let's double check here. I might need to just install some video RAM modules on. I might be a terrible human being and forgetting. But, let's try this. Okay, so sound works on this one. Oh, forgot the SCSI. It's going to need that. Let's just wait for the picture to come on. If we get anything. There we go. Excellent. All right, so let me turn this off because it's not going to be able to boot off anything. And we'll see if we have the right operating system for this. So yeah, this board that is mine is a bit problematic. So no surprise there. All right, there we go. Hey Justin, how's it going? 2009 20-inch cinema display, $45 at a thrift store. Not bad. Hopefully it works well. Is that the LED ones that look like an iMac? There we go. Welcome to Macintosh. Don't hotspot SCSI on these Macs. You'll blow a fuse. Yes, exactly. That's why I shut the machine off before plugging in the SCSI connector. You basically never want to hot swap SCSI. I don't care what machine you're using. Don't do it. Don't do it. So we're booting up a version of the system software that was actually for that Performa 630, but seems to be okay. Seems to be booting fine. It's probably going to be very unhappy because we don't have a lot of memory in there. But why its original hard drive no longer works? Uh-oh, Justin. Platter wine. Uh-oh. That does not sound like a good wine. Yeah. But I'm very happy I recapped the analog board of the Color Classic here, so it's a good testing unit again. Hey, Mr. Macintosh, how's it going, Ryan? All right, so he's going to yell at us about the clock. And there we go. We have our BlueSCSI hard drive there. And I think I had an earlier version of System Yeah, let's see if we can boot off of that. I'm just curious for testing purposes here. No recovery of the original software. Oh, that stings. I hate that. Hey, Philip, how's it going? I didn't catch you there before. All right, so this board works. This is the donor's. The donor. I'm sorry. So let me explain. Brandon sent me 3 boards. He sent me a 575, I believe it is, and 2 Color Classic boards. He wanted 1 Color Classic to work, but the problem is the 575 had sound issues. And so he sent me a board as a donor. I could remove the sound chip, put it on this one. So I recapped one of the Color Classics, worked fine. I didn't put caps on the other one, but I took the sound chip off of it. And this is the donor board, so there's no caps on this one. And then we got to this board, which was he paid to get recapped. So even though it has the old electrolytics on there, those aren't actually old. But the problem with this was we discovered there was a cut on the sound line there, and that caused the machine not to have any sound. And the cut was under the capacitor, under it. So I had to remove some of the old capacitors, and luckily I saw that with the microscope. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to figure out what the heck was going on here. I believe the sound works on this now. The only problem is I think when you plug in headphones, there's something... That's a loud noise. We were having this before with this system. Something is touching something. Ugh, I don't like that. All right, let's shut this down. Yeah, I don't know what that is. If it's the fan not touching something, or I don't know. The case is not screwed in, and when I screwed in the case, all of a sudden it started whining again. So I don't know. Yes, as Adrian of Adrian's Digital Basement noted, with the ground plane and everything of the LC series, sometimes the sound needs to be fixed and all this stuff, and you have to make sure that this is plugged in with these little feet here, and that's touching the bottom of the board and all that stuff, and that's how the sound works. But yeah, that was an annoying noise. Damn, I thought we fixed that. I have 2 other Color Classics I can recap. I'm not going to do that today, but Macs are fun. Old computer repair is fun. All right, so we have that settled. Ow. So I guess we're going to bring over the 550. Let me update my notes on that Color Classic. Hey, Reed, how's it going? That everything boots. So the Color Classic, let's see. So this boots with sound. And that's the 131 serial number board. Okay. The other one I don't have caps on, but won't be able to test that right now. So what I will be doing is I'll put this Color Classic back over there, and I guess I'll be getting the 550 from the other side of the basement, which I hate doing because there's always a chance I'm going to trip over something and it's going to smash to a million pieces, but hopefully that doesn't occur. These strings make things look like my fly's open, but I swear it's not. All right, so let's take this guy and move it. And I'm going to go grab the Performa 550, and I'll be right back. Hey, who's that? Rutger. Hey, how's it going? All right, I'll be back in like a moment. Let me just grab that machine and slowly walk over here. Okay. Whew. It's almost like this piece of furniture was meant for these things. Ugh. More e-machines. No, those are all in the garage. We don't let those out. Okay, so got this bad boy all settled here. Hey Trina, how's it going? So we're testing some of these logic boards before we send them back to happy people. Alright, so let's get this situated. I believe this board here works fine, with the exception of the headphone jack. Sometimes does not like having the sound work 100%. So let's fiddle around with this. Okay, and is there a hard drive in this? Yes, this hard drive is a bit, but it should be okay. I'm actually going to plug in the BlueSCSI because there might be some data I want to take off of here. Might be a great place to do that. Don't talk about pizza. Now I want pizza. Come on, Joe. Come on, man. Okay, so let's turn this guy on. That farting noise out of the back of the CRT tells you everything's all happy. Well, at least for now. Right, let's move the camera a little bit so you can see the machine a little bit better. There we go. All right, so let's try and move this a little bit. It's on wheels, but doesn't make it too much easier. All right, so I said... Sounds a little loud, but that's okay. Nice healthy chime there. I picked up one of these for $50 or $60. Maybe it was up to $75. A few years ago, I was working in a different part of town, and they had a thrift store. And it was a little further away from work, and one day I just stopped to look at them at work, see what they had. And they had a 550 in the box. Didn't have all the accessories, but I had the accessory box. And the special was like 50% off that day. So I ended up paying like $70 or something for the machine. I thought it was overpriced then. Oh, no, wait. It was $150. So I think I paid $75 for it. I thought it was overpriced then. Little did I know all these things would explode in price and value and all that junk. But, okay. So, are you still going to install Linux on this machine? No! Sean is the master of installing Linux on things. Alright. Oh, here's a note. About this Mac. Purchased on November 29th, 2013 for $50. Wow, it was lower than I thought it was. 50% off still at thrift store. Came with box, keyboard, booklets, and 2 smaller boxes. CDs and other cables were not included. Macintosh seems to boot fine. No problems encountered. Viking RAM upgrade seems to be used on machine. 20 megabytes of RAM is installed. And I wrote some silly stuff here. Oh, April 26, 2017. Hard drive image created and backed up on G3 Mini Tower. This had the Apple IIe card software installed, but no card. Tested Apple II card from eBay and works fine. Strange noises from speakers. Likely new capacitors needed. That was April 26, 2017. How about that? I wrote some notes. I'm going to take a picture of this because this hard drive bites the dust. I'm going to forget those notes. Good to know. All right, so I guess we don't have to back up everything, but this board works. So this was our client's board. Let's go to the control panel. Oh, we already have a sound alias on the front. Let's go to that. And of course, we need the EEP. I think that sound is loud and clear. Alright, so that's great. I do want to test the headphone jack. I thought I had a pair of headphones here. I may have to... Wait, where'd I put them? Here, the Apple pair. There we go. There we go. You can restart the stream now. Oh, boy. Alright, so I'm going to plug the headphones into the front, and we'll see if we get any sound out of it, huh? Well, what's also a problem is this is a 3-pole headphone. Let me see if I have any normal headphones, because, you know, that third pole for the headset sometimes screws things up. Thank you very much, Kyoshi, for the super chat. Eep, thank you very much. Yeah, let me stand up for a second, try and find some headphones that could aid us in our cause. Where the heck would I have headphones? Oh boy. Wait, I see a pair. Hold on. These hopefully will work. They were my grandmother's old pair. And the jack was bent a little bit, but I think it works. So let's try it out here. Which one is right and left? I feel like a doctor with a stethoscope. Yeah, see, I hear a bit of... Yeah, I don't know if it's the issue with this particular cable or not. I think I need to grab the headphones from upstairs just to be sure. I'll be right back. You play nice. I found the headphones. Ugh. Okay. All right. Let's see if we could actually test this thing now. Yeah, I hear some distortion on the right channel. And it's related to whatever I touch. So if I open something, it's like I'm hearing like the hard drive thinking. Very strange. And the right channel is not working. The right channel is not working. So that's what happened. Yeah, that's strange. All right, let's try the back. And I don't have the cover on here, so I'm going to have to guess which sound is in and out, unless one of these logic boards says it for me. I always forget. I believe it's the one on the right. Let's try that. Yeah, so unfortunately, we still have that problem here. So I believe what my client said is that they don't really care too much about that. I was hoping to resolve that, but there's nothing I could see visually on the board that would indicate there was an issue. There could be a speck of solder somewhere, so I'll have to ultrasonically clean this board and we'll get back to it. So let's shut it down for now. It would help if I used the right mouse. But we have other repairs we can continue on. Any day now. Come on. It's just going to sit here and be happy, is it? No, we do not hit these machines because they are such brittle plastic that this would just fall apart by looking at it incorrectly. That's why every time I move it across the basement, I'm like, ah! I think the hard drive is not happy in this. At least you've rebooted. All right, while I have this in, let me just take some files off of that hard drive. That'd be a cool test, Joe. I'd watch that. Holding down shift so the extensions don't go. La 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 la. Oh god, he's singing and it's only 37 minutes into the stream. Maybe the hard drive died. Maybe the hard drive died. That'd be sad. Poor little hard drive. Poor little Quantum. I don't hear it anymore. Let me turn this off. Hear the hard drive going on. There's this, no, there wouldn't be a SCSI ID conflict because, yeah. Well, that's sad. Colin says, at least the drive died quietly. The last Quantum that failed on me, well, you'll find out in a couple of weeks. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, that sounds very cinematic, Colin. My goodness. Well, that's a shame. Oh, well. I mean, I backed up the hard drive. I took a picture of the note that was on the desktop, so I know what has occurred with this, but it's been making weird noises for a while, so it's not unexpected. But I wonder why it's not booting off of the BlueSCSI here. Let's fiddle around with this. Oh boy. Not going to hold down any keys. Let's see what it wants to do. It's not happy. Okay, so yeah, let's press any key for you there, buddy. Didn't do nothing. So let's just slide it out of the back tray. Thankfully, this is fairly easy to remove on these models. I say fairly because it's all plastic. There's always the chance that it'll just snap. Okay, I got that out pretty uneventfully. This is a Quantum 1.2 gigabyte Fireball hard drive. There you go. So let's try and boot it up and see if it is happy again. I mean, the drive is what? 1994? I mean, It's seen better days, that's for sure. Okay, this is weird. There it goes. Okay, I was about to say, what the heck is going on with this thing? All right, so now it's booting up and it's all happy again. All right, so that's good. I didn't hold down shift, so it's going to take its sweet time to start up. But I wouldn't be surprised if I let this rest for a bit and then I plugged it back in. It would start right up. But what are you going to do? Like I said, I made an image of the hard drive. It's backed up on the other machine, so I could always... There's nothing really on there, I don't think, anyway. But all right, let's see how much memory is on the logic board just by itself. 20 megs. That doesn't sound right. Is there a memory module in here? Or do I have virtual memory turned on? Oh no, there's memory modules in this. Okay, I was like, wait a second. That was 20 megabytes. That's okay. All right. So, we're gonna shut this guy down. Oh, excellent. So let me get an anti-static bag here. Put this up there, but I can't reach that right now, so we're going to put it over here. Okay. We'll have to reach it up there and put it away. Okay. Hello from freezing in Canada. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it sounds pretty cold over there. I was talking to Dan, the Canadian computer collector. And too cold for me. Too cold. Okay, so we have some Color Classic boards here. Yeah, this one is the donor one. This one works fine, so that's good. There's another 575 that I need to tackle. I don't know if I want to do it though. It's I guess I have to do it eventually. I guess we'll take a look at it. I guess we'll do it. Twisted my own arm there. And it's another one with a problematic sound chip, and this is because the capacitors like to leak next to the sound chip and screw things up. So let's get this out of the anti-static bag here. All right, and this is, let me double check the serial number on this. And make sure that we have the right board in the bag. Oh, let's see. Double check here. Sorry. Here we go. You didn't miss anything too fun. I assure you, we're saving all the fun only when you're here, Trina. Sorry, it's a bit of a laid-back, boring stream. Hope you guys are still being entertained. I am just looking to make sure that I have the right model here. Because all these logic boards tend to look the same, and when I put them into the ultrasonic cleaner, a lot of time the stickers come off, and it's a little more difficult to take a look at things. So I'm just going to search for this. Okay, that was a different one. Yeah, I think this must be it. So let's test this board then, just to make sure everything is on the up and up. I'm going to squeeze past this thing here. Now I think we do need some memory. I'm going to borrow it from Mike's board, because Mike's board is right here, and it's much easier to just borrow it from his board. So let's do that. Thank you, Mike, in advance. He has no say in it, but thank you anyway. And all the memory chips are already labeled Mike, so I know I don't have to worry about that. So just taking some memory, taking some video memory, and just putting them like that. Okay, great. So let's get this out of the way. Those iPod socks ain't going nowhere. I'm sorry. If I had multiple pairs, sure. All right, so we did some trace repair here, which is very loose right now, but that was just to test things out. I think the sound on this still does not work. We might have to mess around with the sound chip and see what's going on. But let's try it out. Oh, the machine was on. Oops. No sound. Okay, well, we know what the state of that is. I do have a RAM tester. Unfortunately, I have not gotten the RAM tester to work. That's a whole other story. I spent probably about $150 on eBay getting 2 memory testers. The shipping alone was $25 each, which was a pain in the butt. They didn't combine shipping or anything. Absolutely ridiculous. Had a horrible time with them because I bought something, won the auction. They said, oh, by the way, the item's no longer available. And they've relisted the darn item. Yeah, so anyway, gave them a bad review. Jerks. So yeah, that's a whole story there. But, maybe I could get one of them working. We will need those headphones, I guess, if you want to do a thorough test here. But the logic board works other than the sound so far. Yep, the Mac has the RF shield. Everything is happy because it worked previously. I hear the sound. It is extremely faint. Extremely faint, but I do hear sound. Very strange. Ooh, I do hear the sound from the speakers. It is extremely faint. Extremely. But I do hear the sound from the speakers. So, that's curious. Now, I did solder a chip on here that worked perfectly fine, and then I swapped the chip with the old one to make sure the old one wasn't working, and then I put the working one back on, and now we're in this predicament where it kind of works. So let's shut it down, and I guess let's reseat that chip and take a look at it under the microscope, because I don't know what else to do at this point. Move that just a bit to give us some room. Well, I would say that, except I swapped chips. It worked beautifully. I had to be a completionist and see what was going on and swap the old chips back. The sound still didn't work, so I put the new one back on, and now we're in this state. So I wouldn't be surprised if something is just not making 100% of a connection or whatever. Yeah. No, Joe, because it works on the... it works on the other boards. I don't think it's a problem with the sound grounding or anything like that, like I always get asked about because of Adrian's video. I don't specifically think it's that in this situation, but that's a good guess. Now we get to play the game of fiddling with the microscope to make it display properly, because this computer hates everything USB, and so does OBS, and we always have a fun time. So let's go to the microscope cam and make sure everything is there. It is. That's a nice surprise. And we're gonna give it a little try here. So let's take a look at what's going on here and see if I botched anything up, because who knows. Now this is a bit dirty. This has been sitting for a while, so let's get some alcohol here and just gently clean this up. There were some previous repairs to this area, so I'll be taking a look at that. There was a break here, and we solved that. And then there was a break that we couldn't just go down through one of these holes. So yeah, we're gonna get to that. We'll see everything's. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I know. I was an idiot. The curiosity got the best of me, and it happened live on that stream. And the second I didn't hear the sound after putting that sound chip back in, I was like, why did you do that, you stupid head? Hold on, I have to try and remember how to do this. There's a way to turn this so it, like, the auto turn off is not as crummy. Nope, that's not it. That's it, the range button. Okay. Alright, so I have my multimeter in continuity mode here. And we're just going to test things here. So this trace goes from, and you can't see this, sorry, let me move things around. So let's just test some of the repair work that we did. Now this pad is gone, but that is a non-connection pad, I believe. I could test that by using another board. Here's another board here. Let's I believe I tested this theory before, but I was correct. So let's just double check here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. That's that. Yeah, that doesn't go anywhere. I'm touching ground. Touching a whole bunch of things. So that shouldn't affect anything. Okay. Let's get a little bit closer here. Sounds like microwave beeps. Yes, microwave beeps. Solder joint in the lower right corner of what? I've been moving things around here. Are you specifying on the chip or the capacitor? D. Wiseman, let me know. Happy to always take a look at things. Second pair of eyes is always helpful. Just making sure all the dust and grime and crud from other experiments is off of this board. Okay. On the large chip. Alright, that's the sound chip here. So you're saying here you found an issue? Solder joint in lower right corner. Well, let's zoom in. Thanks to the power of the microscope here, we could have a better view of what the heck's going on here. And make sure the light is on maximum. Now it is. So this might just have to go through the ultrasonic cleaner, who knows, but yeah, I mean some of these pads are not in the best shape, these little vias here. But I'm not seeing anything that's going in the wrong direction. Now this here, let's see. Let's see where this goes. Maybe that's not making a good connection there. Down a bit. This pin, 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to, but looks like a short. Do you mean here? Because that's supposed to be like that, if that's what you're referring to. But we'll take our time here. If somebody sees something, we always give them a chance to say, hey, maybe you missed this. If anyone else sees anything, let me know. There's some flux residue and junk on the board. Yeah, okay, all right, that's, yeah, so this is supposed to be like that. That's just how it is. Let's just double check what we can here. I'm curious about this. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up from the chip. This via looks a little bit worn. Let's see if it's making a connection through to the other side of the board. So I'm going to put the board on its side for a second. And that's the multimeter, even though we're using it, saying, I don't want to work anymore, which is a pain in the butt, and I hate. I hate it. This is why I don't use this multimeter too often. Because just when I start to get working on something, it gets angry at me. It really upsets me. Am I going to have to use the other multimeter? I hope not. Turn it off again. Okay. So let's, on this good board here, same model, let's do the same thing. Let's go to that 5th pin. And this is my friend Mike of Mike's Mac Shack's board. We're going to go to that 5th pin, and we're just going to see if it goes anywhere on the other side. Because we may have something that's just slightly weak and not making a good connection anymore. Can't really find where that's supposed to be going to. Fnutech, where'd they go? Where's the... Hello, there you go. Hello. Feels like Louis Rossman, but with older hardware. This is correct. We don't yell at things as much. I mean, we do, but not as much. Thank you very much for joining. Feel free to like and to subscribe. Anybody who has just joined the channel. We are just testing some theories with this Apple Logic board. This is for a Performa 550. Sorry for the microscope view here. Let's transition to this for a little bit. I am just trying to determine if one of the potential issues on this board is a via not moving a signal like it used to in the olden days. So we're just probing on a known good board with a known good sound chip, just to be sure that we didn't miss anything. It's always fun trying to see exactly where a via may go. So it's a bunch of mystery probing on my part on the bottom. Do not seem to be getting anywhere. Sometimes I just like to grace some of the chips with the multimeter just to see if we get any sort of continuity here. Nope, I'm not getting anything for that one. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, so I am a bit curious of exactly where that may have gone. Let's test the one next to it just to see. This is what happens with problematic boards. A lot of poking and prodding. Okay, so that goes there. Okay. Alright, that's good to know. Let's just see if we could find where this other point goes through, because I can't seem to find anything to suggest it would go in this area, which is a little concerning, but it may just go somewhere that we're not aware of. And I don't particularly have the schematics for this specific machine, but I do have to take a quick break here in 10 minutes. I just have to drop my wife off at the train station. I will be having to leave you just for a few minutes, but I'll be back. Oh, this lousy multimeter. Alright, where's the other multimeter? I'm done with this one. I'm done with this one. Where's the old one? The old one that doesn't shut itself off after being lazy for like 10 seconds. My goodness, here it is. Oh, boy. Bad multimeter. This one is a bit of an old cranky one. It's a cheapo, but it works. The beep is much different, but there you go. I only have 2 Macs, so I came here to learn more. Well, Rudy, you came to the right place. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I like answering questions if I can. If not, I will try and point you in the direction of much smarter people than me. Now let's probe around to the sound ports, maybe. See if we get anything. I mean, this might not even be an issue. I'm just curious to make sure. And that's the thing when you have something that kind of works and that's problematic. You just want to make sure. All right, so let's do this here. I am a little... I can't quite remember exactly. I mean, I'm sure I did this on a previous stream. But let's just test all these pins. Make sure they're making a connection here. So far all the pins seem to be going places. I see a little piece of solder that's there. We'll get that off. This beep is much quieter. I apologize. Does Macintosh Color Classic need a battery to boot? I say no, but my friend says yes. We just tested one. Did that have a battery in it? It actually did have a battery in it, but you know, off the top of my head, I cannot recall. Some of them are very picky. What I would do is just get a AA battery holder or a half AA battery if you have one, and just test it yourself. The LC models sometimes get picky about a battery. I don't think the Color Classics need them, but it wouldn't be a bad thing to troubleshoot. But we can test that when I get back in about 15 minutes or so. Ooh, Pismos, those are great machines. Fantastic machines. Did we test this side already? I think we did, yes. Yes, then we're back to testing this side here. This doesn't connect anywhere. Alright, so the chip is soldered, as far as I could tell, okay. Now, I don't know if some of these little vias here are making it to the other side. That is something that could be problematic. We did see that over here. That via wasn't making it, so I had to bridge that, and then I had to take this guy here and bring it to the other side of where that was. Right there. Let's double check to make sure that hasn't gone kapooey on us. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Alright, yeah, that's gonna be a head scratcher here. So what I can do is I could put some flux around there, heat it up with the hot air gun. We have a better hot air gun than we used to. And just see if that, makes things magically work. Sometimes all you need is just something to be a little bit bleh. Let's see how I am on time. I have about 4 minutes. So let's not rush this job. I don't want to, screw this up or anything. I'm just going to take, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the microscope off the bench here as far as I could go. And a little trick Bruce taught me is that I could take a look at things at an angle. So, gives us a slightly different perspective. And we can see there's a lot of flux under there. That shouldn't be causing any harm. So this will definitely have to be ultrasonically cleaned. There's no doubt about that. Again, lots of flux. No worry, Rudy. Thank you very much for stopping by. Yes, Lucas, the problem is the capacitors have eaten away at the sound chip or a trace on that board. The capacitors on the SE30 are very known for going bad. They will need to be replaced. I strongly suggest you get that recapped. You can see some microscopic solder balls, but nothing I'd be too concerned about. There's a heck of a lot of flux under there, but that's to be expected. I wonder if with my multimeter here, if I could see if that pin on the sound chip touches any other pins on the sound chip. We're supposed to, at least. Really? We got some false positive beeps. Let me try on the other board just to make sure I'm not assuming things here. So that is the 4th pin from the right there. Yeah, that does not seem to be going anywhere that I could find. Catching a stream for once. Yes, you are. Sorry for the weird view. We had our microscope sort of at an angle so we could try and troubleshoot something. So let's see. I'm just trying to think. I might need to look up like a schematic for this soundboard, sound chip, if one exists. It is an Apple-specific sound chip, I believe, so I'm not sure if anybody actually has a schematic on that. I could just keep probing around here forever, and I probably will. I do have to jump in just a few minutes just to temporarily drive somewhere, and I'll drive right back. But I'll only be gone about 10 minutes or so, so you're welcome to hang on just for a minute. I will not be abandoning you. I'll put a message up on the screen. I could bring up a screensaver or something silly that you could watch in the meantime. Let's see, what do I have plugged in here? We'll set that up. Those new glasses, these are my backup glasses because I don't know what happened to like the other 3 pairs I had. My wife likes them, so they're fine. I don't mind them. It's just there's not my normal pair. I did have the regular pair of glasses I usually wear is like a dark blue or dark gray. I have no idea where they are. It's terrible. I lost like 3 pairs. I got them. I'm like, I'm not going to lose these. These are going to be in a great place. Okay, let's see what we got here. Well, that doesn't want to work. Excellent. I was going to try and bring up some flying toasters, but it seems that nothing wants to cooperate here. That's a shame. That's a shame. That's a shame. Yeah. Your bunnies took them. They probably did. They probably did. What I can do... Let's see. There's a lovely website. I'll put that into the chat here. It's a lovely website that has recreated a lot of the After Dark screensavers. So what I'll be doing is I'll put up one of these, and I'll be back in like 15 minutes, not even. And let's do some flying toasters, because that's a classic here. And I'm going to do a screen window capture, whatever OBS calls it here. Oh, I screwed up. I clicked on too many things. There we go. Oh, it's been a fun day. Let's go to flying toasters. Here we go. I can put those up there. Let me move the camera a little bit. There we go. So you see me. You see the flying toasters. All right, so let me put up a message here just to say I will be right back in like 10 minutes. And I hate to leave you guys, but I'll be back very soon, I assure you. I just have to drop my wife off at the train station. Otherwise, she will not make the train. All right, so we'll be right back in about 10 minutes, folks. Yep, I'll be right there. My wife is eeping. Oh, God. Okay, so I will be right back in like 10 minutes. And you enjoyed the burnt toast there. How about that? Get a snack, go to the bathroom, do what you need to do. And I will be back in about 10 minutes. Thank you. Okay, we have returned. Let me turn off the thingamajiggy here. There we go. Hi, it's cold out. Very, very cold. Alright, let's get back to this nonsense. Hopefully you didn't miss me too much. Alright, we can close that. And we only lost about 20 people. No, that's not that bad. Nice toasters, thank you. Okay, back by popular demand. Ooh, it's cold. Okay, so we were taking a look at this board here. This is the LC575. And let's get back to the microscope. So I'm going to just try something here. We're just going to use the hot air gun and just try and nicely settle this chip in, for lack of a better term. And we'll see if that works, because I don't see anything inherently wrong with it at this point. Thank you very much for the welcome back, everybody. So let's try and just see if that's going to do anything for us. It probably won't, but it doesn't hurt to try. All we need is something slightly not making a connection, or something touching where it shouldn't be, etc., etc., etc. So, unfortunately, there is a good bit of plastic right next to that chip. We do not want to melt that PDS slot, so we're going to be careful. I'm going to place some of this Kapton tape, this heat-resistant tape, around that area. And we'll also put some metal around that area too, just to make sure that we don't melt anything, because that would be bad. Okay, and then we are going to use our little, let me zoom out here. I don't need to be that zoomed in. I will actually probably need to switch to a different camera, because when I'm doing this, you're not gonna really be able to see it, because I have to have things, clear. So it is pretty darn freezing. Not as freezing as it is for my Canadian friends where they are, but all right. So that's okay here. We get sort of the gist here, right? All right, and so I have our heat gun here, and we're going to turn that on. And there is quite a bit of flux there already, so I'm just going to put this on a lowish temperature. Well, I guess how low can I go, huh? How low can you go? Let's do like 400 or so, just to, I don't know, gently caress things here. Cold and snowing in northern, oh geez, that's cold. 67 here in Phoenix, that's more my speed. Alright, so let's turn this on. It's about 400 degrees. We have a very tiny nozzle here, but move some of this garbage to let this give us some space here. You can see some of that flux bubbling. Alright, so let's see if that made a difference here. This is a LC575. I should have mentioned that earlier. Sorry if I did not. Hello there. And let the heat gun calm down for a little bit. Emma, hello, new to the stream. Welcome. thank you very much for joining. For anybody new here, I'm Steve. Thank you very much for joining. We are trying to play around with problematic boards that clients have tasked us with trying to fix. And yeah. Is that an LC 500 series board? Is he going to do a Mystic upgrade? I do have a processor upgrade for this thing that somebody has sent me. And we're going to see if we can get that to work. But the sound isn't working first off. So that is something that we played around in a previous stream. And the issue was that I replaced the chip. It worked great. And then I was very cocky and I thought to myself, well, hang on a second. Was the other chip broken or was it just not seated right? And of course I put the old chip back on. I mean, I took the old chip off, put the new chip back on, and it didn't want to work anymore. So, anyway. Long time watcher, first time subscriber, plain developer, and avid Mac lover. Thanks for the warm welcome. Oh, you are very welcome, Emma. Thank you very much. We do have a brand new Discord server that we just launched a few days ago. Link is in the video description if you are a Discord person. Anybody who is just hanging out. I know some people are. I'm more of an IRC person, but I'm getting used to the newfangled things that all these kids are doing these days. I sound old, I know. But anyway, I am old. We're going to test this. So all I did was reheat the chip there, just hoping that maybe something was not making the best of a connection, and maybe it is. Who knows? That's just a guess here. And we could just test that hypothesis here, huh? I want to make sure also that I'm not seeing any other problems that would have occurred. Let's just take a quick look under the microscope. Again, using that trick of just hanging it off the edge here, just to see if everything is making a connection. It's always a bit tricky. Seems to be okay. We do have that one pad missing, but I don't think that actually goes anywhere. So, okay, Trina, you got me there, but I feel old. How about that? Okay, so we're going to plug this board back in here. And hopefully we have some glorious sound. Be very happy if that's the case. But I would not be surprised if we have not resolved the issue. I heard the speaker pop. We got nothing. Four Retro Max in your collection. Your husband can't stand it. Says I collect junk. My wife is the same way. Oh, we're not getting any video. That ain't good. And it's because we took out all the video memory and such, because we are silly people. Where did I put that? Poo. Hold on. Here it is. That's why it's not getting any video. But my goodness, it is cold out. That's why I'm inside. I do have to leave the stream in about an hour or so, but we'll be hanging out until then. I have to help my relative by installing Catalina on their computer. And it's not supported, so that's going to be a fun adventure. I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to those newer machines, so I'm going to be following some advice and some guides that I found, and some that my friends have recommended to me, and we'll go from there. But fingers crossed. All right. I doubt we're going to get any sound, but it doesn't hurt to try. We got a speaker pop again, but no sound. Oh, this is a very healthy Mac collection. All these Macs are happy. You better be happy. Why is there nothing appearing on your screen, buddy? What's going on? There we go. Okay. Gosh, made me worry there for a second. All right, so let's turn that ball off, because that's still having the same problem as before. And let's just continue. It's not going to work until it does. So, staring at it's not going to help. We do not have a wet basement here. We do not let things sit on the floor and corrode or anything like that. The basement looks like a mess, but I assure you, I've seen worse. Okay, so let's get back to this here. Back to the microscope. What the heck? All right, so. I wonder, let me use the heat gun again, and I'm just going to try and move the chip. I don't, I'm good. I'm up to trying anything at this point because not working. Where'd my tweezers go? Kind of need those for tweezering. Wherefore art thou tools that thou just had on thy desk this morning before he got smart and moved things around? Here, there. Wait a second. 8. Sorry, just following up on the chat here. Yeah, Catalina's not going to be fun, I can tell you that. Ooh, 1.25 gigahertz, 20-inch G4 iMac. Never even had one of the 20 inches. Nice. Who was talking about? What are you saying, Thomas? What are you saying, Thomas? How dare you, sir? Well, I was just outside. It was cold, and I didn't bother taking it off. What, you want to see my bald head or something? That's weird. I feel 10 years younger this way, so there you go. Self-esteem. All right, let's heat this damn chip up again. I mean, we're just going to keep at this and see what happens, because that's all I have left to do at this point with this board. Alright, so we have removed the chip. We have to clean up some solder. And we have a bunch of old flux that looks like garbage under here. Yuck. Ik yuck pooey. So we're going to do our best to clean this thing up. Let's get our soldering iron out here. Let's turn this on. Alright, that is warming up. And yeah, a lot of this solder was all moved when I was moving the chip. That pad did not go anywhere, it seems, thankfully. But we're going to clean all this up and test some continuity and slap that chip back on. And see, oh, wait a second, I see. Look at that. I mean, this could have been as I was pulling it off, but there was a bit of a bridge there on the chip itself. So yeah, let's give this a good clean, and then we'll put everything back on, and hopefully it was something simple, and it'll work. Unfortunately, they do not make a socket for this particular size. I've looked into it. I would love to have had that. Not the case. If anyone finds anything that says otherwise, I am all ears. Alright, so let's take some of the old solder off here. Okay, so this braid, this solder wick is a bit worn, so I'm going to chop the used part off of that, and we'll continue. Yeah, if I did have a socket, I would do it on my own board, and I would use that just to test sound chips. That would be much easier than taking them on and off, less risk involved of destroying any solder or breaking anything or anything like that. I promise this will all look cleaner in a little bit. You have to be very gentle and quick with this, or you could easily rip off pads, which occurred while I was trying to put the chip on and off before, but thankfully we got lucky and that pad wasn't really connected to anything. Alright, so let's clean this up a little bit, then let's take a look and see if there's anything that we could identify as being a problem. I would love if I get this fixed, because this is a project that has been sitting here for far too long, and my client has been extremely patient, and I really do appreciate their patience, because in situations like this, it's not for lack of trying that this doesn't want to work. It is sincerely not for lack of trying. That looks much better now, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Alright, so let's take a look here. We're going to do some continuity testing, and I'm going to actually use this opportunity to, let me hide my face here. I want to take some nice pictures of this. I could do it on my phone, actually. Armstrong asked a question. Okay. 32-pin IC. I have no clue. I honestly, I mean, I could count the pins. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Maybe I miscounted, but that's what it looks like to me. Okay, so I got a decent picture of that, just so I could see if there's anything like this or these that are supposed to touch each other where they're supposed to. Let me get out my multimeter again, and we're going to confirm everything. Can a hot air station work to soldering a PLCC socket? I think so, but you do have to be careful. There's plastic involved, of course, but I believe I've seen others do it. I don't think I've made that. I've done that, rather, on one of my streams, but... Okay, let's test some continuity here. Want to test all the things that we did not have a chance to do while the chip was on there. I wonder if this was going to... No, that wouldn't make any sense. Guess that's just a test point. Yeah. We have another point here. But I don't think that goes anywhere. No. Yeah, some of these won't beep because it's not breaking the surface. Or there's some crud in the way. There we go. Okay, so it looks like... oh, Retrotech, you silly goose. Emacs makes SMT to PLCC sockets. Well, I'm going to take a screenshot of that, Thomas. I will have to take a look at that later, but thank you for the suggestion. So it appears everything here, according to this, everything seems to be okay. So I don't think we're having a problem with the connections here. So let's do a little bit of cleaning on this chip and see if that was maybe the problem that was going on here. Could very well have been. Who knows? And we'll clean this up, and then we'll place it back on, and we'll try and get this going. If we can, that would be a great success. Like I said, I do have some prior obligations this afternoon, so in about less than an hour, I will have to leave. I have to help someone with, I have to help a relative with their computer. But my good friend Joe of Joe's Computer Museum will be streaming around 8 o'clock tonight. So he will be your post-dinner entertainment. I mean, you just can't get much better than that. I believe he's battling another SE30. That's going to be a worthy battle. Good luck to you, sir. My goodness. Mike, hey, how's it going? Is it done yet? Thank you for taking Jay's responsibility of asking that question. So I'm just going to touch up the solder here. We are making a bit of a mess, but that's okay. I will get the solder braid out here in a minute. I just want to clean these up before I do. Looks like that was sort of bent in a weird way, but that's okay. All right, so let's get the solder braid out here. Thank you very much for joining, Mike. Hope you have a good day so far, or had a good day, etc., etc. We don't want too much solder on this chip because then when we place it back down, there's always the risk of something bridging that we don't want it to do. So just giving a very quick cleaning here, trying not to burn ourselves in the process. Okay, so that looks a bit better. So I'm going to just take my toothbrush here with some isopropyl alcohol, and we're gonna scrub it a little bit. I do see some little bits of solder on the edges here. I don't think that's going to be a problem. But I do want to clean this up as best we can before it gets placed back on the board. Because I do not enjoy removing these chips. I've had to remove this particular chip on this board too many times already. I'm hoping this is the magic time where it'll just work. And we do have some flux on there. We do have some little hairs from the Q-tip here, but that can all get cleaned away. Okay, so thankfully this board makes it quite easy. There is a little notch, and that notch is in this corner here. And the chip is placed like so. Now we do have a missing pad. Thankfully that does not connect to anything. So we should be okay, but we do have to be extra careful of how we place this to make sure we don't screw anything up. Okay? Alright, so I'll be moving this chip out of the way. We're going to be putting a good amount of flux on there. Okay. It's always fun to get this just right, and by fun, I mean painstakingly annoying. But we're going to try, and we're going to anchor this down just on one side first, then we'll do the rest. Yes, Trina, please feel better. I was on my butt after my booster there, but hopefully you recover quickly. I always second guess myself when I place these chips. So I think that should be okay. That should be okay. So let's go ahead and we'll do some soldering on the sides to try and make sure everything is happy here. And we'll do some drag soldering here. Let's just make sure each point is okay. Too much drag soldering there. Might need some more flux here. And this is probably how we got ourselves into a sticky situation before. But we'll just do our best, huh? That's all we can do, right? Maybe I won't do drag soldering on the other ones, huh? Maybe that's a New Year's resolution. Less of that, huh? Bruce can do it well, but maybe for me it's just bad, huh? So we're going to do the slow and steady method. How about that? The position of this chip does not make it essentially, well, does not make it too easy, rather, to solder on, but we're gonna try. So all we could do is try. I think that's okay. And this is the last side here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to visually inspect this, make sure nothing appears out of the ordinary. Hey, Thomas. Happy New Year. Or whatever you were saying. Sorry, the chat goes by pretty darn quick sometimes. My apologies if I don't see everyone's messages. Alright, so we're going to take the board and place it on the edge here. And just take a good look at what we did. Make sure nothing is touching anything it shouldn't. Dare say this chip is on straighter than it was before. So that's a plus. That looks okay. Looks okay. We do have that one pad missing, but everything else looks and appears okay. I will check for shorts. Let me just get a Q-tip here and just clean this up a little bit. Alright, so. And let me bring the wooden platform thingy down so we can focus better again. There we go. Let me bring out the multimeter. Is it too cold for shorts? I was wearing shorts, and I did go outside, and I am insane. I will not be wearing them the next time I go outside. I can assure you. That's supposed to be like that. That's that one. I believe there are two on this side of the chip here that do connect, which threw me off last time. Yep, those two. I sincerely hope this works. All right, let's test this, huh? How about that? Yeah, I don't wear them when I'm outside. I haven't been going anywhere. Staying inside mostly. Very exciting, I assure you. Okay, so let's put in some memory, courtesy of Mike of Mike's Mac Shack. He stole the memory out of his to test this. Thank you, Mike. Okay. Let's see if we get a different result. If we do, I'm going to do a freaking happy dance because this board has taken a while to get anywhere useful. So fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen. Whew. All right. I have it labeled. It says Mike on the chips. It will be returned to your board, sir. Okay. Oh, Retro Techie, you wise little... Alright, let's see if this gets any sound now. Please have a startup chime. Oh, come on. Again, I hear the speakers pop, but I don't hear anything. So let's have it boot up. I'm gonna test the headphone jack and all that nonsense. I have about 25 minutes more that I could tinker on this before I need to skedaddle. I have to prepare a Catalina install and get my crap together and leave the house. I don't think the missing pad is the culprit because I on Mike's board, he has the pad there, and that pad I can't pin out to anything. I mean, there's another pad next to it that also doesn't pin out to anything. There are just pads sometimes just for pads, but when it works, walk away. Yes, I have learned that lesson. My goodness. All right, so let's plug in our headphones. Before we were getting very, very faint sound. So let's see if we have the same. Would help if my ears were exposed. Yep. And I still hear it very faintly on the speaker itself. Let's test the back. Yeah, so I still hear the sound. It's extremely faint, but I hear it. So I don't know what's going on, really. In theory, I could try to put another sound chip on there, but I'm not too excited to do that because you see, it's not too fun to do that, and it's almost like it's not being amplified. Like I have a few other sound chips to try, but this one was one of those chips I bought and I soldered it on. It worked fine, and then I took the darn thing off because I had to push my luck. To make sure that there's nothing else on the board that is not touching where it should or anything like that. We did do some minor repairs, but Yes, but Nick, as I mentioned before, we have a few boards here, and all the other boards work with the sound flawlessly. So I do not think it's a ground issue, because this has all the little feetsies here. And those are all touching ground here. Well, almost all of them. Let's see if this one is here. Or is this the one that goes, let's see here. Let's see if this one goes anywhere else. Yeah, this little foot here isn't going anywhere, actually. Let's see on Mike's board if his gives us the same no beeps. Yeah, on Mike's board that doesn't go anywhere either. So, Steve uses ARC. I don't know what that is. Rocket, thank you very much for the super chat. Eep, I have no clue what you're saying. Is that a Linux thing? I don't know. But thank you for your support. I know Linux like I know the hole in the wall. So yeah, this is the little repair that we did. We had to run a wire. Let's make sure that's not touching anything it shouldn't, I guess. I mean, maybe it's touching something there. Let's double check something. Yeah, there's a little via there. And that's what that is attached to, it seems. 1, 2, 3. Wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So that appears to be okay. And that goes through the hole to the other guy on the other side. Yeah, so that is going there. And we had that little jump here that we had to fix in the previous stream ages ago, it seems like, almost. It doesn't hurt to map this out again. Make sure. Blah, 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 blah. You're welcome for the entertainment, sir. What's a pinout diagram for that sound chip? I would love to know. I don't think there is one, or at least if there is one, I don't have it in my possession currently. It's Apple proprietary sound chip, from what I understand. Yep. I mean, there's a lot of dirt and grime on this board. Who knows if I ultrasonically cleaned it, it would magically start working. I have no clue. So this is a bit of a frustrating one, unfortunately. Don't know if we're going to have a happy ending with this tonight. I would love it. Oh gosh, would I love it. But, yeah. Ask Jim. Jim probably gets a lot of questions. I don't know if he'd appreciate that. There are a very bunch of smart people like Kai Robinson who have been working on projects related to making schematics or diagnosing how these proprietary chips work. So I will do my earnest to ask him if he knows any details about that. But who knows? Who knows? Okay, let's see. Oh boy. gonna take a look at this board again, at that socket, by turning my microscope on its side. Whee! And see if we can get a closer look at that chip, just to make sure we're not running into any issues. I'm putting my head in a weird way. Whee! Might be slightly out of focus for you, but I need to see this sharp, so I apologize if the camera is not making a perfect connection, focus or whatever. See a little sliver of solder, but that's not touching anything, hopefully. And that's the pad that doesn't go anywhere. We have that. Okay, this is the toughest one to see because it's well, it's all tough to see because it's all at a weird angle, but so it just takes me a bit to get this at the proper angle here because we're so zoomed in. I mean, everything looks connected to me. Oh boy. Yeah, the audio chip is working, but there is something wrong with the however it's powering itself, because I hear it through the speakers and the headphone jack extremely faintly. Extremely faintly. So yeah. Which is a shame, because I would love to get this off my workbench. Now let's take a look at some things here. Is this wobbly? Is that? No. I was thinking, hey, these are by the audio thing. Maybe these aren't making a connection. Let's just test that theory. Honestly, don't even know what these things are. But they are things, so. Some flux here, so you might not be getting a connection there. A lot of flux on this board right now. Yeah, I mean, there could be something going on. I don't know. This is, honestly, it's very frustrating because, you know, something worked and then it didn't. I might have to just put this in the ultrasonic cleaner again and see if that solves the problem because, you know, I don't have X-ray vision. I can't see under this chip if anything bridged itself for whatever reason or anything like that. I don't think this pad would be ground because if I test it on Mike's board, let's bring out Mike's board again. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 down from the corner. Let's remember that. So this is Mike's board, which works. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if that has any continuity with anything. So the one right next to it has no continuity with anything. So I was just seeing if they were linked. I'm touching ground, not getting anything. Let's just go across the edge connector here. Nothing. VLSI chip. Let's just probe all of those pins just for fun. Absolutely nothing. The other sound chip pins. Well, I'm touching the probe, that's why. I got excited there for a second. Any of these caps. Nope, there's a little solder ball on here, but that'll get cleaned off when we put this through the ultrasonic. Let's test with some of these things over here, just for the heck of it. So I am pretty sure that that point is not making a connection anywhere, or if it is, I cannot find it. Steve's hat is rad, such a chat. I like your rhyme. Thank you, Raka. Eep, thank you very much for the super chat. What if you swap out the sound chips? I've done that before, and I really don't want to have to do that again. At this point in time, yes, I am questioning whether that sound chip is faulty. The one I just put on the board, or maybe it fried itself. Who knows? But I don't want to start that now because I have to wrap up the stream in about 10 minutes. And I don't want to start, you know, doing that at this point in time. I do have a few chips that I could try to swap out, but this board did work with this replacement chip, and it worked fantastically until it did not. So whether it's a coincidence of maybe I knocked something off the bottom of the board, we're going to flip this over and we're going to do an inspection with Mike's board here. Just to see what's going on. I do see a bent pin, but that doesn't, it's not touching anything. But let's oh, that's on Mike's board. But let's take a look here. And I'm just going to visually inspect this just to see a capacitor didn't fall off or anything silly like that, because that happens. That does tend to happen. So what I'm going to do is adjust the microscope so we can take a better look together. As we take another look at the bottom of this board, just to make sure nothing got nicked or anything like that. And when these resistors or capacitors are torn off, sometimes it's a bit easy to see because all you do is see some torn pads in an exposed area where a component used to be. So the microscope isn't 100% necessary for this, but it sure makes my life a little bit easier. And this could be a multi-part failure. Maybe it's not just the sound chip. Maybe it's something that's powering the amplifier. Maybe it's a bad trace somewhere. Could be very possible. In fact, what I'll probably start doing is looking at all the places where there were capacitors and ensuring that there isn't a weak trace or anything like that. Because that could be the cause of something going on. You never know. Just want to confirm an assumption here. Oh, wait a second. See, I had to reach that dot, but does that... Wait, I might have messed up a little bodge thing here. Let's double check this assumption here. Because if something doesn't connect the way I thought it did, then maybe I goofed. So we have this chip here. This is on Mike's board here, just testing something. Continuity from this pad here to this piece, and that would be here to here. All right, so let's double check something. I am testing from this point on the board to here. I think I got it for a second, but let's see something here. Sorry that you can't see this. It's a bit of a weird angle to try this on, to be honest. Okay. Alright, so I may have discovered something. Let's double check this here. Because I had this... Oh yeah, that goes to both. Wait, which am I getting the chips confused here? There are two that look identical here. Which one? Okay, yeah, so it is... Never mind. I thought I found something, but it's not the case. So yeah, I soldered something to here, which in turn connects to here. So that was fine. I think. Let's just double check here. So yeah, that's connected here. It's not touching anything else. That's where it's supposed to connect. I hope it's making a good connection there. Yeah, I thought for some reason this was connected to here, or I was connected to here and that was not supposed to connect to here or something. I don't know. You know, these are the things you trace down that drive you crazy. But let's double check the continuity just for funsies. Make sure we didn't screw anything up here. Yep, that's fine. Now, what is it? I am terrible at reading components. L2. See, I wonder if because this wire is connected at this component, I wonder if I just connect it at this side, if that would potentially resolve something, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I could try it. Doesn't hurt to try. I suppose. An inductor. Okay, so would that inductor be causing something to be not happy? I mean, that I don't think that's the case. I believe I asked Bruce that question last time I was playing around with this board, but I'm not 100% certain on his answer. I'm not an electronics engineer or anything like that. I'm not an expert with these things. I am a tinkerer, and I try to fix what I can to some degrees of success. Guess it would not hurt. Give it a little bit of a try here. And that's probably going to be the last thing I mess around with for this stream, as I have to get going in a little bit. And I have to prepare for fixing another machine off-site. It's just an AC resistor. Okay, so I would assume then that, I mean, since it's going along the same path anyway, that would be fine. So maybe that's not anything to worry about. I'm just finding things to poke holes at this point, because I'm a bit baffled. Yes, it could be the sound chip. Yes, maybe we could swap another one on there and it would work, but that's not something I have the opportunity to do today. This is why these problematic boards take me so long. Because sometimes they just don't want to work. No retro techie. My goodness. You can bring it here. How about that? Oh boy. Yeah, everything's fine. Let's see what's ground on this chip. Okay, that's ground. Another ground. I assume that's ground as well. Oh boy. I say bad jack. Check the jack with the meter. The headphone jack? No. The grounded part of the jack appears to be fine, because we are getting ground from that. I just have this board flipped over. All the little pins and such to the underside of the socket appear to be in good shape and appear to be going to where they should go. Now, whether there's a broken connection between one of these and somewhere else, that's to be seen. I am going to do a visual check again around the capacitors just to make sure there's nothing too shady going on here. Well, I would assume if the headphone jack was a little faulty, me plugging in headphones would potentially... oh, is that some solder that is? Oh, wait a second here. What's this? Well, that ain't good. We have a little bit of a bridge here on an accompanying chip. Now, I don't know if that would cause the issue, but we don't want that. So let's get that sorted. I don't think that's the cause, but let's just tidy that up very gently here. Be funny if it was something as simple as that. Let's not touch anything up we don't need to touch up, huh? Wouldn't that be hilarious if that was the problem? Hilarious. Oh boy. Garth, I think you're like the 80th person who've mentioned this. the second ground requires the EMI shield, right? Yeah. So the LC is similar. There's a piece of metal under it and everything, and it works fine with another board. So I know that the fault is with the logic board itself and not with the chassis or anything. So we have figured that out. I'm going to plug this in just for fun. We'll see if anything has changed. Not the same gear guard. Okay, so maybe I don't know exactly if that's the case with this machine. It does have these little ground bits on the bottom that connect to the shield. I maybe misremember it. Uh-oh, what is Retro Techie sending to me? No. I don't want that bill. Watch, the sound will work fine. Nope. I thought so. But I wanted to trick myself into some positivity here. I mean, come on. Yeah, Adam, I think about the same way as that. It's a bit silly. Oh, boy. Let me see if I can hear a startup sound if I listen very carefully. No, I don't. Oh, boy. Problematic. That's how I would describe this. Problematic. But I cannot afford to spend too much more time on this. I do have to run. So that's gonna, I guess, have to call it for this machine. And for this stream, I apologize. It's one of the shorter streams I've had. But the weekend is still young. So we'll figure that out. Adam, that is crazy. I love what you're doing with that. Please continue to post photos along the way. That's fun. But we do have about 50 viewers here, and it does pain me to leave you guys at this point. Any questions or anything anybody has before I do go, please let me know. I would be happy to answer them. This sound chip is still problematic, or the sound is problematic on this logic board, whatever way you want to see it. I know that Joe from Joe's Computer Museum, again, repeating that for everyone's attention, is streaming in about 2 hours and 30 minutes or so. So be sure, if you're not subscribed to Joe of Joe's Computer Museum, make sure to watch the stream. He is going to play around with a problematic Macintosh SE30, so that'll be very exciting. The Red Wire SE30. Yes. So I am very excited to see what the heck he does with that. And yeah. But that's about it for now. I would like to thank everybody for joining the stream, liking the stream, subscribing, the super chats, all the support that you guys do. Don't forget, we have a Discord server. It's brand freaking new. There's a link in the video description. If you want to join the Discord server, it's for 18 up individuals only. Please join that. I think we're having a lot of fun there so far. Thank you to all the moderators and admins for helping me out set that up. Thank you all for the super chats. Greatly appreciated. I have a new desoldering gun on its way. Only thanks to you. I wouldn't be able to get that anyway. So don't clip the red wire. Well, you have to tell Joe that. Oh, Retro Techie. Oh, you silly goose. Well, it's not that it's not a PG Discord. I just don't want to have to deal with, people who are 12 years old or anything like that. I don't have the patience for that anymore. But thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please take care. Hop onto Joe's stream from Joe's Computer Museum. He'll be streaming later in a few hours. But thank you very much for all the love and support. And we'll try and get this going another day. But that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. And eep!